We are American girls, and Miss Eileen is a little bit worried because we haven't practiced. But it doesn't matter because guess what? In America, you can make mistakes and then you make them right. And then you make mistakes and then you make them right. It's American Girl with Miss Judy, who's still not invisible this time, and her regular size, and Miss Eileen. What's up?
Hey, how are you, everybody?
Okay. I think we're talking about the coral reef today.
We are for tide pools, okay?
Tide pools.
Today, you're going to, it's Kailey Hopkins.
Kailey Hopkins.
And
we went to high school together.
Didn't you?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. So, let me tell you more about Kailey.
Tell me about Kailey.
So, whether she's spying on tide pool creatures or splash crashing through waves on her boogie board, there's no place 10-year-old Kailey loves more than the ocean. She and her best friend Tess feel totally lucky when they find out a Resort Mall movie multiplex is coming soon to their beach. They're just so super excited.
Okay.
12 movie theaters, cool shops, a snack bar, maybe even bathrooms.
That would be good.
Yes, but
right on the beach?
Yes, in that area. Then Kailey learns the whole truth.
Right.
The developers plan to haul away all the rocky tide pools to make a smooth, sandy beach for tourists. This is messing with the whole tide pool universe and all the creatures that live there. It's just plain not okay.
Dude, it's not okay.
It's not okay. So Kailey's got a great idea. She's never tried anything like it before, and if she believes in herself and makes it work, there might be hope for the tide pools yet.
What does she do?
So, she wants to do a petition so that they won't destroy the tide pools area.
Right. And you can do that. She could protest because that's you're totally within our rights. Right. So what's up with these tide pools? Tell me about this.
This is the many ingredients to make up a tide pool.
Okay.
One, of course, the ocean. You need a rocky shore. Okay. You need the pools. You need the waves and tides. So at low tides, the tide would be out, so there would be less water through here. But at high tide, it would all be filled with water. Okay. You need sunlight. You need plants. And you also need animals.
Like watery type animals?
Yes, tide pool animals. Now, we have different tide pools here.
What ocean does she live near? What ocean?
She is in California.
Okay.
They don't say what
body of water.
Body of water. You know, it's going to be the Pacific Ocean, the Pacific coast.
Wow.
They don't say what exactly. Okay.
And
so
here's some good books about
some excellent books that we have that we put. Ocean Soup is a poetry book.
Nice.
Absolutely
that looks good.
Excellent. Okay. This One Small Place by the Sea is an excellent book. The story traveling through the tide pool, showing you the area.
Oh, that's so cool.
And all the different sea animals that are in there.
Now, I heard a rumor that some of these sea animals are difficult to pronounce.
Yes. They are. Some of them are. You have the sea anemones.
The sea anemones.
But they are beautiful. The sea anemone has a lot of the barnacles that come out. Looks like a beautiful flower.
And they're alive.
And they're alive.
You have to remember, they're live creatures.
Right, right.
And then we have sea snails.
Sea snails.
There you can see a sea snail.
Sea snail. So all of these things live in tide pools.
Correct. Yes. And here's a sea crab.
Have you ever seen the show on PBS about the sea crabs and the spy crabs? No. Oh my gosh, there are researchers that make these little spy animals, okay? And PBS has a series called Spy Animals. So you follow this little sea crab, and he's a spy one, and he has cameras all in him, and you can see up close and personal with the rest of the crabs. They're so cute. It's really cool. Yeah, Google PBS Spy Animals. Such a
And
good
it
show.
just shows you the path that
Oh
they
my gosh,
take.
there's a ton. There's a
Just-
ton.
just
There's like
like
an
when-
owl.
They,
It's so good.
you know, whales and sharks, that they have the marks so that they can
Yes!
detect where they go.
Yeah, and the sea
So-
crabs, they march and
And
they're so
here's one.
cute.
Now they're calling this a sea star,
Okay.
but of course we know it as a starfish.
Yeah, right.
So
That's cool.
now, when I tell you a little bit about the tide pools, of course, when you go to the tide pools, going barefoot isn't the best option because it could be slippery. So you want to wear some shoes or
Sharp.
boots, something with rubber shoes on it. And what you can do to protect the tide pools, you don't want to touch the animals, okay? You don't want to overturn the rocks because sometimes, a lot of times, an animal's living up, and then you're disturbing their home.
Right.
Okay,
How would
So-
you like it if some giants just came and took the lid off your house?
or
Yeah.
shook it a little bit.
Yeah.
So the rocks protect the fragile and shy creatures. Okay, and you also expose the animals to the elements. You don't want to feed or try to attract other animals. You don't want to destroy their landscape. And you don't want to step on them.
Yeah.
So, and then what you can do to protect the coastal watersheds and the estuaries is conserve water in your daily life, dispose of household and yard chemicals properly, follow the disposal label, what's on the label. Don't be wasteful, reduce, reuse, recycle every day, and pick up trash and participate in trash cleanup days.
And that's stuff we all can do. Yeah, that's
Stuff
cool.
Everybody can do.
Excellent.
So,
Especially the chemical recycling, because
Right.
you don't want to put it down a drain, because then
Right.
that gets into the rivers and the streams or
Right.
things like that. Anything. So that's why they do the chemical recycling
Yeah.
at certain times.
and
Yeah.
we want to protect the water that we're drinking.
Because that's the thing, like, dude, water is not a resource. We are all created by the same whatever you believe created us. We're all created and we all have value, and like we're like this stuff we just can't be blowing through this stuff, you know?
What? I lost
Yeah.
my. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
I lost my
There's
my
a sea
sea
star.
on the.
Look at that. It's on the
there.
floor.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. So now
I'm gonna put some clips in of a tide pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the craft that I have for you
That
tonight.
looks so
And
nice.
this was done by one Miss Libby
Libby.
from downstairs. Oh,
Nice.
it's absolutely gorgeous. Made my sample for me.
Dude, that is really
So-
nice.
We have 4 different animals inside.
The sea
okay.
anemone.
The sea
Yes.
anemone.
The starfish or sea star. Oh shoot, I can't remember. The sea snail and the sea crab.
Nice.
Okay. So to show you what you're going to get in your packet or what you would need.
And you can pick it up right now. By the time you are airing this, they are ready to pick up.
Yes.
And if you go, well, you'll also see online the link for the show. You can also, there'll be a link to those little animal dudes if you want to cut
Okay.
them out at home.
So you need a paper plate.
All right. None of that
Okay.
waxy stuff.
Not styrofoam or
Mm-mm.
anything.
Mm-mm.
Paper, nothing
Yeah.
waxy. So you need 2 of them.
Okay.
One, you need the whole plate. The other one, you're going to cut the inside circle out.
Which is a pain, so it might be nice for you to just come in and pick it up at the library
we
because they're
already
already
have
cut.
them
Yeah.
We have them cut. So that's what you want to do. And then you'll get the 4 little animals
Right.
that you can cut out and color. Now, the one thing that I will tell you what makes it easier is like for the sea snail, as you cut around here, when you get to the antennas, come up and just go straight across. So it's kind of hard to cut in between that area there.
Yeah. And you can
And-
just color that.
And then you can color the inside just like what Miss Libby did here. She just went straight across and she colored the inside blue and then she colored the
You can't even
antenna.
tell.
You know,
Same
that's
with
right.
the sea anemones.
Same with the
You
crab.
don't want to cut out
and
all the
that.
anemone.
You know.
No.
So
all
you
those
can,
barnacles.
Oh, the
you can do
barnacles,
that.
yeah.
Yes. So she started to do this one
All right.
for me. So, and you're just taking the blue, we were using colored pencils. So the blue pencils
pencils,
and
yeah.
colored the background.
Yeah.
Okay, color the animals. So for the sea star, I'm going to color this yellow
Color yellow.
and then add a couple of orange bumps on it. And then we will cut it out.
That's cool.
And that makes it nice and easy there.
While you're doing that, can I read a poem?
You sure
Let
can.
me see a poem. Are they funny? Let's see.
I think
Oh,
they're
I want to read Move Over, Muscle.
There you
they're,
go.
Okay.
they're informative.
Move over, Muscle. You're sitting on my thread. How's a mussel supposed to eat in this overcrowded bed? Move over, Muscle. You know I got here first. There are way too many mussels here. This bed's about to burst. Move over, Muscle. You're getting in my face. I'm putting down my foot. I've got to leave this place. Move over, Muscle. It's time to relocate. These mussels are too greedy and much too overweight. Look at the mussels. And then there's the other stuff about it. Mussels are filter feeders with 2 siphons or tubes. One tube sucks water and plankton in, and the other spews water and waste out. Mussels filter about 10 to 15 gallons of water per day. They anchor themselves to tide pool rocks with tough, sticky threads made by a gland in their foot. So they just have one
They
foot?
just have one foot, I guess.
Mm,
What do we have
that's neat.
here?
All right, regenerate. In the tide pool where I dwell, 5 arms grab a mussel shell. A crab comes, snip!
I see. The crab took it off.
There goes my arm.
There goes the arm.
Rude, yes, but I'm not alarmed. There won't be need to operate, since starfish arms regenerate.
I didn't know that.
Starfish, also called sea stars, are related to sea urchins. And while urchins are vegetarians, starfish are aggressive carnivores. Oh, a starfish first wraps its arms around a mussel or clam, then it wrenches open the shell creature, slips its stomach inside the shell, and begins eating. So it takes its stomach out to eat?
I guess.
Whoa! Oh my goodness!
Okay.
Starfish have the amazing ability to regenerate. A whole new starfish can grow just one arm and a small part of the body. That is really crazy
This is really
cool.
good. Look.
Oh my gosh!
This is
What's
hermit
another
crabs.
one?
This is hermit crabs.
All right, yeah, because a lot of people get hermit
Hermit
crabs.
crabs, because that's a, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a hermit crab who needs a home. I've got to find the perfect dome. I'm looking for a carapace, a nice new shell with lots of space. Scuttle to the left, scuttle to the right. In my new shell, I'll scuttle all night. The bigger shell would suit me more. I'll search across this tide pool floor. Let's go crab walk into town. I'll keep my eye stalks looking down. Scuttle to the left, scuttle to the right. In my new shell, I'll scuttle all night. Here's a shell a crab could love. Hey, it fits me like a glove. I wave my claws in celebration. Look at me, a chic crustacean. Scuttle to the left, scuttle to the right. In my new shell, I'll scuttle all night. I didn't know this. Hermit crabs are born without shells on their abdomens. They locate discarded shells from creatures such as whelks or moon snails and use them for protection. As hermit crabs' bodies grow, the crabs seek out larger and larger
Right.
shells. That's
right.
really
so
cool.
if you have a hermit crab, you have to continually purchase
Yeah,
larger
yeah.
shells. And sometimes, because we used to have one, they might reject a shell.
Oh.
So you have to have a couple of shells because they're very particular.
It's only fair. Did you ever see that show on HGTV called Shell Hunters?
No.
They take different hermit crabs around to like 3 different shells, and then they choose which shell they want to buy.
Right.
Yeah, it's
So,
pretty
okay,
neat.
Now I finished coloring my sea star. As you can tell, I
Nice,
didn't go in
nice.
each section. So
Right,
I colored the
because
blue.
why stress out that way?
That's right.
Because look, it matches. It looks just like the ocean. Nice.
So that's the bottom part of your tide pool.
Very
so then
cool.
what you're going to do for the top,
because it's
the
like in a
top
little
that you've
pool.
cut the circle out.
Yeah.
You're going to color this with brown crayons or
Nice.
colored pencils. And then you're going to put this together, and with a stapler, you are going to staple it together.
That is neat. And then it is like a tide pool because,
It is like
as
a
we
tide
can see
pool
here,
because it's everything that
Boom.
is inside.
Yeah, nice. I like this.
We were saying that you could take string and you could hang them, make hanging, and you could hang them from your windows or your ceiling or whatever.
Dude,
and
that
have all
is
the typos
cool.
above it.
That is nice. That is nice.
So now, do we want to read these? Tell you more about the animals?
It's
that
up
are
to
in
you.
the type
Totally
book?
up to you. Sure.
Okay.
You just let me say
So-
sea anemone again.
You just
Yeah.
wanted to say
Yes,
sea anemone.
of course. Okay, let
Good.
me
Tell
start
me
with
a
the
little bit about
sea star.
the sea
You
star.
probably know sea stars as starfish. The name sea stars are commonly known by, but sea stars aren't really fish. Sea stars, like sea urchins and sand dollars, do not have backbones, which make them part of the group called invertebrates. Most sea stars sport spiny skin and 5 arms, although some can grow as many as 50 arms. How about that?
Whoa!
The arms are covered with pincher-like organs and suckers that allow the animals to slowly creep along the ocean floor. Their light-sensitive eye spots on the tips of the arms help the sea star find food. Okay, their favorite menu includes mollusks such as clams, oysters, and snails. And the sea star eats by attaching to prey and extending its stomach out through their mouth.
Yeah, that was in the poem. I thought that was
Enzymes
just
from
creative
sea stars,
nonfiction.
and they digest their prey.
That's
So-
wacky.
Isn't that?
That is wacky.
All right. Then we
All right.
have the sea snail.
Sea snail.
The shells of most species of sea snails are spirally coiled. Their shells are found in a variety of shapes and sizes, but are normally very small. Sea snails are a very large group of animals and a very diverse one. Most snails that live in the salt water respire using gills or gills. Very few species, though, have a lung, are intertidal, and are active only at low tide when they can move around in the air. A number of species of sea snails are used by humans for food. The shells of a sea snail are often found in humans as seashells, commonly washed up on beaches. Because the shells of the sea snails are attractive and durable, they have been used by humans to make necklaces and other jewelries from prehistoric times to current times.
That is really neat. So
So-
this has nothing to do with the coral reef.
No, it's tidal.
I was confused. I apologize for any mention that I made about coral reef. I'm glad. I have no idea you never mentioned coral reefs. I must have just thought, see, this is how we learn. This is the
and,
non-coral reef
so
show.
No, the shells that they find
Yeah.
was the home of
Was
an
a
animal.
home to a
Right.
tidal pole animal.
That's wild.
So the
Yeah.
next one is the sea crab.
Aren't they cute?
So sea crabs are animals that mainly live in the sea. The body of the crab consists of a head, the thorax, and the abdomen. There's a hard
like
shell.
a spider.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a hard shell over their back known as carapace.
I don't know.
I'm going to guess. I'm not sure how to
Yeah.
pronounce that. They have 5 pairs of legs. Each of the 2 front legs has a pincher, which helps them to catch their prey. The sea crabs are mainly invertebrates with an exoskeleton and has a shell that protects them from enemies. They can eat anything, whether it's plant or animals. And here's several different examples. There's king crab, horseshoe crab, blue crab, hermit crab, red sea crab. So there's a lot of different types of
That's
sea crabs.
awesome.
Okay, and then we have the sea anemone.
There it is. the
There
sea
it is.
anemone.
Sea anemones are predatory, and as you can tell from their name, they live in bodies of water. They are related to both the jellyfish and coral. It is a type of polyp that is attached to a surface of the water. Sea anemones offer hundreds of tentacles that allow them to identify their surroundings. They can also sting things around them and release venom through their tentacles. They can also be very colorful and often look like flowers. They are often various shades of reds and pinks. Others are white in color, and they can have a variety of overall appearance features. The body consists of a foot that is shaped like a petal, and that is what allows them to secure and stay attached to their location in the water. They have a body that looks like a long cylinder. The tentacles are all around the mouth that is very hard to see. There are over 1,000 species of sea anemones, and that is why their appearances look so varied.
That's so wild.
I
They
just
look
think that
so
looks like
nice.
something that would be in a garden.
I know.
Yes.
Not like trying to eat things on the ground.
Right. And they come in very, various sizes and
Various
shapes
Right.
and colors.
Right.
But they have a venom in them, which can be,
Yes.
they're poisonous.
Yeah.
And they could hurt you, sting you.
Do you know anybody who's ever been stung by a jellyfish?
No.
I was on the beach one time, but someone on the beach got stung by a jellyfish, and it looked so painful.
They say it's very
painful.
Yeah.
Yes. So now, wait a minute. Before we do anything else, what we want to show you the American Girl dolls that have been here at the library. Before you turn, wait a minute. Okay. You have to use your imagination.
Okay, imagination.
So you have to use your imagination. We're in California by the Pacific Ocean, and we are searching. We are going on an adventure. We are searching through the tide pool. So we have recreated the tide pool here at the library,
There it is.
and there are different sea animals here.
To
Then you can look, and
Francisco.
the American Girls, we have Rebecca, Molly, Josh,
Be sure to
Kaya,
wear
Melody, Kit, and Luciana here looking through here.
Where'd you
So-
get this stuff, dude?
So it is.
Miss Eileen found them when she used to go to the beach.
No way! For real?
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yes. And over there I have
Seahorses.
seahorses,
Wow.
and they are real, but
They're not living.
they're
No,
not.
they were.
Yeah,
Wow.
they were.
This is
So-
wild.
So, and I have, and the one thing that I'm
Wow.
not positive about that this, I always
There's
thought
your
that
shell.
that
There's a
piece of
shell.
coral-
And that had the snail in it at some point in time. But look at that shell.
Wow. Dude, all this stuff is real.
Right, and as you think of the sea star, everybody thinks of a hard thing. They're actually, when they're alive, they're soft and they move. But this is once that it's dried out. So, and it is.
Look at that. Look.
And
She's even looking
there's
through
a
a
sand
microscope.
dollar. Yes, she's looking in the shell. She has
Wow.
a magnifying glass.
This is so neat.
And you have to look. We have baby sea stars over here too.
Oh,
when you get
baby
over
sea
here.
stars. Where did you get the baby sea stars?
There's baby sea stars.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
But you can see the tiny little.
Yeah.
You can see it close enough. They
And it
almost
was-
look fake. I mean, but then.
And it was like totally okay for you to take this stuff because these were dead.
Well, these
Yeah.
I paid for in a shop.
okay. And they were dead.
So yes.
Yeah.
So
That's so neat. Oh, wow.
the
Wow,
American
but-
Girl dolls wanted to see about enjoying the tide pool.
And
of
here
course,
they are.
Of course, this is the rock formation. If
Yes,
you're using your
From
imagination.
Ed Mark, probably.
And the blue is the
Ed
what?
Mark. Look at this barnacle.
Edinburgh. It's a fancy.
Aren't they?
What?
Weren't these bags probably from Ed Mark?
Yes, they're from
Right, yeah.
Yes, but they have Mancini's bread written
With
on them.
Mancini's bread. Oh, they're Mancini's bread. That could be found in the ocean.
Yes.
This is
But Miss
so
Singh, can you tell that on this
incredible.
starfish, look, the part of the
Oh, yeah.
tentacle was gone, and I guess Miss Eileen got it out of the sea before it had a chance to reproduce.
Did you do that, man?
I bought it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I hope the people waited and didn't harvest any of these babies while they were still living.
Well, not that I am aware of.
Right.
The shells that
Wow.
actually years ago, I had bought a lot of this going garage selling.
Yeah.
So that people were selling. it.
Right.
So but-
Neat. Now, is this the actual picture of this starfish when it was living?
No.
Are you sure?
Maybe.
Well,
it might be.
It could be.
It could
Maybe.
be.
Wow, this is so neat. I'm going to put some links to some videos that you can see
Okay.
where these things are all living and breathing and why it's so important to protect our oceans. It's so important to protect our water.
Anemone that's green.
Look at that.
And look, this is the foot, I would assume.
Oh my goodness.
See how it's there, and
Look
then
at that. Now, this is always naturally green. He isn't wearing green clothing just for St. Patrick's Day.
I don't
or
think so.
anything.
I
Okay,
don't think
all
so.
right,
I think
okay.
his color is green. The other one was pink.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Cool.
And there's sea grasses here.
Wow.
Okay, and see, there's a blue sea,
This is so neat.
blue. Yeah. Okay.
so, I mean, they come in
Because
different
when
colors.
I first came in and just saw the tide pool, I was just having a stressful day, and I didn't notice that there were real
on the
things
other
in
side
here.
here.
And
Let's
did you
look at
notice the barnacles on the thing? They almost look alike.
That's so beautiful.
And
I
look
think
at
that is
this.
the same barnacle.
this one here, which is so colorful, the purple and the orange.
Yes, look
Now
at that.
That's a
nudibranch.
Nudibranch, which I've never heard of that.
Nudie
But
branch. Are you sure that's not like a dinosaur?
it looks like a
kinda looks like a
dinosaur,
dinosaur, doesn't
but
it?
it's not.
Wow.
So, and then before we go,
Okay.
I want to show one more thing.
Yeah.
Now, and this is out of this book, which I thought this was super cute. So super simple ocean projects. Okay. Now,
And there are environmental activities, it says on there.
yes. Now, if you can't recreate your tide pool like we have here,
Yeah.
what you can do, there's instructions on how to create a tide pool of your own.
Wow.
Okay, so you can get like a foil pan
Yeah.
that they know they have at the dollar store. Your sand and some rocks, pebbles, seashells, little plastic sea animals you can put in. And then if you carefully pour in water into the pan, add enough to cover some of the rocks. And as you gently tip it, you can see like the tide coming in, the tide, and how it would move the animals.
Dude, I'm totally
Okay.
gonna I want to go look at some videos of this stuff happening. This is so cool.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
that cool?
What a miracle all of
So, I
our
mean,
wonderful creation
We want to protect our environment.
Yes, and live
So-
together with all our
Yes.
wonderful living creatures. Thank you, my friends. This was awesome.
It was fun. It was fun.
American girls, American
See you
girls
next
with
month.
full-size Judy and full-size Eileen. Love you guys. Bye. Bye, girls.